Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy, and this is the latest edition in this beloved romantic comedy series, and this is 24 years after the original, and here in the United States, this comes out on Peacock from director Michael Morris as Renee Zellweger returns as Bridget Jones, who unfortunately has lost her husband 4 years before this. You get very fleeting glimpse of Colin Firth. And she has 2 children. She's a single mom. She's trying to raise them. She's coming into this point in her life where, hey, I want to be with somebody. And she starts to navigate this connection that she has with Leo Woodall's Rockster, who's a young man who has very nice abs and is very muscular, and, he's her boy toy. And then she also has her son's teacher, played by Chiwetel Ejiofor, Mr. Wallaker. And, they have this dynamic that seems to be developing throughout the film, and maybe there's something there too. So we have ourselves a bit of a love triangle here, in that good old-fashioned Bridget Jones kind of way. And of course you have plenty of other characters popping back up. Of course, Daniel, Hugh Grant, who's an absolute delight as a grumpy old geezer in this, being creepy to young women. And Hugh Grant is just so perfect in this role at this point, and he's an absolute delight to watch on screen. You do have the likes of, Emma Thompson, who's still her gynecologist, who, God, I love Emma Thompson, and she's hilarious in this, and the scenes that she pops up in. Overall, I think Morris is able to capture a feel of just joy, and this moving, funny energy that just permeates throughout this whole film. And is the film a little long? Yes, I don't think this needed to be 2 hours and 4 minutes, but it works in terms of, I never felt bored, I never felt disengaged. It's just was all of this necessary? Could have been tighter? Yes, it could have, but it's still fun, and the film finds that fun, finds that joy, but more importantly, it also finds the emotion, the weight of aging. And you feel that. You feel that Bridget's struggling with getting to this point in her life, being a widow. And she has this thing where she sees her loved ones and engages with them. And that little choice helps her navigate and process through aging and all these elements, and how her friends, her gynecologist, how Daniel and everybody else is kind of helping her process through what this aging means. And it also, her being a parent, she sees the obnoxious, rich parents and their 2 sons getting away with all these different kinds of things, and processing, how should I be as a mother? And her 2 kids are very charming. You enjoy them as characters in this film. And her son becomes a big part of that struggle too, because she's like, what do I do to help him become the man that he needs to be without his father? And, finding those kinds of connections, this has a very old school kind of feel. It's continuing those perspectives from a film that came out in 2001 and now is 24 years later. I think it has good themes, it has good ideas, it's charming, it's so darn charming, and there's so many enjoyable characters. Even if they're not good people, they're fun to watch in the film. There's so many, this gets that tone and feel of a little bit over the top and ridiculously fun, where, young Rockster jumps into a little pool to save her, rich friend's dog, and he comes out and he takes his wet shirt off and abs, and everybody's just and how each character reacts in a very different way. It's funny. This film really knows the feeling of how to be relatable and fun. And, it's a little horny, as so are people. And it does it, and it's not embarrassed to be that way. And I think that's the best thing about this film, is that it's not embarrassed to be very relatable and just how it is. Sure, it plays with a lot of tropes of rom-coms and stuff like that. And it navigating, like, should somebody of her age be with this younger man who's completely in different places in his life, and then her developing this connection with Ejiofor. But Bridget knows how to find them, because she got some handsome men. Especially this time, which is so funny, because this time around, like, these are, like, buff, well-fit men. And then you flash back to the original, it's Colin Firth and Hugh Grant, and you're like, who can be more British? And I just love the dynamic of this film. It has the right tone, and it's not huge, high-stakes kind of story. It's something very relatable and meaningful, but it's high stakes for Bridget. And Zellweger is just endlessly charming as this character, and at the end of the day, this is a wonderful, moving, and fun journey for a little over 2 hours. And especially, it's over on Peacock. It's easy to access, if you have it. And just enjoy the ride and seeing where Bridget's life is going. And that's enough. And it's fun. It'll make you laugh. It might make you cry. It has that. And it owns it. But those are my thoughts on Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.